Ever wondered why your vaccination shot is almost always administered in your arm? It's a curious question, isn't it? We all remember that day, whether at school or a medical center, when we rolled up our sleeves, bracing ourselves for the quick pinch of the needle. The memory of the nurse or doctor reassuring us that it wouldn't hurt much is vivid for most of us. But have we ever stopped to ponder why the arm? Why not any other part of our body? Well, today, we're going to tear the veil off this mystery. We're going to delve into the intricacies of vaccines, those ingenious little tools that have shielded us from numerous deadly diseases over the centuries. From the days of smallpox variolation to the recent COVID-19 pandemic, vaccines have been our steadfast allies, bolstering our body's defenses against invisible enemies. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Before we can understand why the arm, we need to understand what a vaccine is. In the simplest of terms, a vaccine is a biological preparation that improves immunity to a particular disease. It typically contains an agent that resembles a disease-causing microorganism and is often made from weakened or killed forms of the microbe, its toxins, or one of its surface proteins. However, the magic lies not in what the vaccine is, but what it does. It's like a boot camp for your body, training your immune system to fight off the real deal should it ever invade. But how does this training take place? How does a little jab in the arm transform into a fortress of immunity? And why the arm at all? These are the questions we'll be answering throughout this journey. We'll explore the science behind vaccines, the reason for the arm, and even the safety of multiple vaccines. So, fasten your seatbelts, folks. We're about to embark on an exciting voyage into the world of vaccines. Let's delve into the science behind this practice. To understand why vaccines are administered in the arm, let's first understand how vaccines work. Essentially, vaccines are like a training course for the immune system. They prepare the body to fight disease without exposing it to disease symptoms. Imagine your immune system as an army. Each soldier or white blood cell has a specific job. Some recognize invaders like viruses or bacteria, some produce antibodies, and others remember past invaders and how to destroy them. Now, when a pathogen invades your body, it triggers an immune response. Your immune system springs into action to fight off the invader. This is where vaccines come into play. They are essentially made up of a weakened or inactivated form of the disease-causing microbe, its toxins, or its surface proteins. When administered, this stimulates your immune system, just like if it was being invaded by the actual disease. Your immune system then produces antibodies, which are proteins that are specifically designed to attack and neutralize the pathogen. But here's the interesting part. Some of your immune cells, known as memory cells, remember this pathogen. So if you're exposed to the same disease in the future, your immune system is ready to fight it off much faster and more efficiently. This is what we call immunity. Vaccines are a crucial tool in our fight against infectious diseases. They've eradicated diseases like smallpox and brought others like polio to the brink of extinction. They're also our best shot at controlling the spread of new diseases, like the recent COVID-19 pandemic. The key to vaccines is that they work with your immune system, not against it. They harness the natural defenses of your body and enhance its ability to fight off infections. So when you get vaccinated, you're not just protecting yourself, but also those around you. Now that we understand the basic workings of a vaccine, let's look at why they're administered in the arm. So why the arm? The answer lies in our body's anatomy. The arm, specifically the deltoid muscle in the upper arm, is considered an ideal location for vaccine administration. But what makes it so special? Well, the deltoid muscle's structure and location play a significant role. It's easily accessible and contains a rich blood supply that aids in the rapid distribution of the vaccine throughout the body. This rapid spread enhances the vaccine's effectiveness, ensuring your body gets the maximum benefit, and that's not all. The muscle tissue in your arm is home to a special type of cell known as immune cells. These cells are like the body's personal army, ready to fight off any invading pathogens. When a vaccine is injected into the muscle, it triggers these immune cells, stimulating them to produce antibodies. These antibodies are essentially the body's first line of defense against specific diseases. Imagine the vaccine as a drill sergeant, training your immune cells to recognize and combat the invading virus. The deltoid muscle, with its rich supply of blood and immune cells, provides an ideal training ground for this process. But why not other areas with muscle tissue? Why not the buttocks or the thigh? Well, these areas contain a higher proportion of fatty tissue. When a vaccine is injected into fatty tissue, it may not be fully absorbed, leading to a less effective immune response. In other words, the vaccine might not provide the level of protection it was designed to offer. So the arm, with its accessible location, rich blood supply, and abundance of immune cells, proves to be a prime site for vaccine administration. But it's always essential to remember that while the arm is generally the preferred site, there can be exceptions based on individual health conditions. The arm, therefore, proves to be a great site for vaccine administration. But what about receiving multiple vaccines at once? Well, that's a story for another time. For now, let's appreciate the role our arms play in keeping us healthy and disease-free. Getting multiple vaccines at once may seem daunting, but it's generally safe. The thought of receiving more than one vaccine simultaneously can be overwhelming, and it's perfectly natural to question if it's safe. So let's debunk some myths and silence those fears. Firstly, the components used in vaccines are weakened or inactivated, meaning they pose minimal risk to the body. It's a bit like a training session for your immune system, introducing it to a harmless version of the virus so it can better recognize and fight the real deal when it comes along. In fact, the risk involved with vaccines is comparable to everyday exposure to pathogens, which our bodies are continually warding off without us even realizing. Now, you might be wondering, does combining vaccines increase the risk of side effects? While it's true that receiving multiple vaccines might slightly intensify side effects like a sore arm or mild fever, the benefits far outweigh these temporary discomforts. These side effects are signs that the body is building protection against the disease. However, it's important to remember that everyone's body is different. What works well for one person might not work the same for another. That's why it's always advisable to consult a healthcare professional before getting vaccinated. They can provide personalized advice based on your health history and current condition, ensuring you receive the most effective protection against diseases. To wrap things up, vaccines are our frontline defense against infectious diseases. They've eradicated illnesses that once claimed millions of lives and continue to protect us against new threats. By understanding how vaccines work and why they're administered the way they are, we can appreciate their crucial role in safeguarding public health. So the next time you roll up your sleeve for a vaccine, remember that you're not just protecting yourself, but also contributing to the health of your community. In conclusion, vaccines are vital tools in safeguarding against infectious diseases. Understanding their mechanisms and administration methods enhances their effectiveness in protecting public health. Remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more interesting content. Until next time, stay safe and stay curious.